Hi, welcome back in the series of real estate information, and we are going to continue to look for facts and back them. So let's go ahead and jump in right now. What I need is I use my tool to get some real estate tool information. So we're going to go to blog outline. And we want to make this as professional as possible. Okay. There's some things here that look helpful, not bad. There's a lot that hasn't been added in. Sometimes that happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to create more of a copy. In the last video, I had to troubleshoot to clean up the issue with the article. So we should be in a good place. Let's see. I like this. Commercial real estate refers to buildings or land intended to generate a profit, either from capital gain or rental income. Now, if we're going to take a statement like this and check out how thoroughly accurate it is, let's get some more details. So we're going to take that same statement, we're going to make it a little bit longer. So hang in there. And one of the issues I was having was using my phone internet. We are now using a hub, so we're a lot better off. Still a little bit of delay because the signal's not perfect. But in the future, I will take the Wi-Fi hotspot, and that will give us the speed that we need. Okay, let's do bullet point to paragraph. And looks like I'm coming up on camera. If you want to see me, I'll say hello. But in the meantime, I am working away to provide you some real estate information and facts that you can present to your buyers and sellers as you do all things real estate, whether that's teach a course or whether that's sell a house. Okay, let's take a look. Look at this. Multiple things that we can fact check right now. Okay, this is great. Without even looking at the other ones, I'm sure there's some great ones. A lot of good information here. There's a lot of good information here. Let's go to the first one, though. I thought that had good enough to get us going. So we're going to take this first statement, and I want to know if I can say that with confidence to a buyer or to a customer, or as I create my courses. I want to know how true that statement is, backed by research that has been published. And that's the goal. We're looking for research that has been published. Okay, to study a certain rural commercial real estate properties owned for rental income generation and or capital gain. This looks like this is it. Within 5 years, fantastic. Let's go ahead and do a couple of things with this article. So I went to make sure that I could add the article in. We're going to give it a second. There it goes. The signal's a little weak, but not too bad. I already added it into my library. All right, let's go to my real estate library. And I'm going to go ahead and add our phrase in. Let's go back to the title of our article, which now we have the full text, so we can dive into the article more, but we have our proof. And let's go ahead and put in our citation. Fantastic. And on top of that, we should have a reference coming in right down here. We'll give it a second. And there it is. Fantastic. Good. So there we have it. Now, one thing I want to do with this before I leave it be is I would like this to be more in our own words. So I'm going to take this phrase. I'm going to spin it. Let's do most adventurous, and I would like to do 4 rewrites. All right, happy with this. Should be a copy to clipboard right here. So let's go back in our real estate and paste in our new text. Oh, it did it in code, so I'm going to undo. Let's go back to our rewrite. We don't want to necessarily have it in code. Once again, it did it in code. We don't need it in code, so let's try it one more time. In fact, what I will do is I will Control All, select all, copy, paste. There it is. And it changed the font, but it's in there. That's exactly what I'm looking for. All right. Fantastic. Let's continue on because we want to make a full paragraph filled with information that we can use for our buyers as we teach them about real estate and give them confident answers to how real estate really works. Commercial real estate includes office buildings, industrial property, medical centers, hotels, malls, retail stores, farmland, multi-housing, housing, buildings, and warehouses. Okay, all this looks great. Let's copy it. We're going to do this pretty quickly now that we got a rhythm going. So I'm going to X out of here. We're going to go to home. All right, let's take a look. Not a whole lot, but this is accurate. What do you know? This is accurate enough. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spin what we just came up with. Let's see about this one. I like this one. Copy. Okay, now I'm going to paste this in. Good. And I want to add a citation. So let's go back here to our article. Copy the title of the article because we will need the title later after we add it to our library. All right. And we need to give it a second. There it is. Now in the library, I should have an opportunity to add it to specific sections. So I'll start doing that in a little bit. Right now, I'm just adding these first few in. Okay. It's in the library, so let's go back to our paragraph. It's the title of our, make sure that this is going to go right where we want it to go. Yes. And insert citation. And we'll give it a second. Okay. And once again, it doesn't say an author. It does have an author. So this is one that we might have to go back and manually clean up. Let's give it some time. Otherwise, for the most part, though, it looks pretty good. What I want to do is I want to take a look in the library really quick. Just see, just to double check. Very rarely it doesn't grasp the author. Yes, so it didn't grasp the author here. This looks like just an anomaly. These four were a result of a faulty internet connection. Obviously, you can see some of the other details for their journal, year, but author is usually here. So let's do another one, and that will let us know. Okay. 6 categories. I don't know if I want to push it into that level of I don't know if I want to push into that level of exclusion. I do want to take this statement, which is a long statement because it's 2 sentences, and see what comes out of it, because that looks like it's a very thorough estimation. Now, it's not saying anything that I see about 6 categories. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I wouldn't say it defiantly. I don't see the literature you see right here. These lands used classically for residential types, windows for residential. Yeah, I like what we had, specifically the first article right away. There was things I liked about it. I didn't see the category level. So what I'm going to do right away is, again, first we're going to rewrite. Okay. It's building. Good. Oh, you know what? Good. It's already didn't give us the 6 categories. And we will allow it to rewrite. I'm going to clean up the formal structure of this as well. Okay, looking at 88, almost consensus across all 4 of these rewrites, 88% uniqueness score. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Let's control all, select all, excuse me, copy, set our own words to a degree. There we go. Now let's go back to our article. And we will need to add this in. Okay, so we have that there. Let's copy this article right into our library. In time, I'm actually going to take the extra minute and put this into our real estate. Or at least demonstrate how. So I can add it to the library, or what I can do is put it right in the real estate. You know what? I don't want to change what I already have going on, so I'm just going to add it to library. It is done. Okay, that is ready. And here we go. Here's our article. Here are the authors. Fantastic. Okay. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this not being in paragraph view, so let's go ahead and change that so we can read it a little bit more thoroughly. And then we can talk a little bit about real estate. We'll read it together, see if we like it. So we get a good look for what we have for it, and just kind of know where we stand. So now we're just cleaning up what we have before we start discussing some options about real estate. And this is kind of cool. You know, we have something here. We have some factual data. We can discuss this at a party. We can discuss this with clients. We can discuss it with maybe a partner. I mean, there's a lot of different areas where this can come in handy. So, all right, let's take a look. So far, we're going to discuss real estate, right? Here we go. These are some facts. And these are facts about real estate. As a potential buyer, you have many mortgage lending options, and that could include a lot of different types of ways you look at that. Commercial real estate is land or buildings that is intended to make a profit from rental income or capital gains. So that's something that we can now say we can factually give um, accordingly to people that negative information, at least about commercial real estate. Commercial realty includes office buildings, industrial land, medical centers, hotels, malls, and retail stores. Farmland, multifamily housing units for houses, and multifamily housing are examples of commercial real estate. It's a little bit of a what's the word? Monogamous passage where we're kind of stating the same thing over, but that's okay. Let's go a little further. Let's see. So office buildings, this category includes single tenant properties as well as small professional office buildings in downtown areas. This category also includes government and medical offices. So that is what we classify office buildings in. So if we were talking about real estate and we wanted to discuss a little bit about what real estate is, we can talk a little bit about commercial realty and what that includes, and it includes office buildings. In fact, when we go deeper into office buildings, we can talk about how that includes single tenant properties as well as small professional office buildings. And these are going to be in downtown areas. These could also include government and medical offices. So you can see how I just took all information. I regurgitated it a few times over. Even though this is monogamous and it kind of gives you the same thing over and over, sometimes that's good. You want to keep in mind a principle. There's more than one way to add up to 10. You can have two fives. You can have a $10 bill. You can have five, four ones, and four quarters. You have 10 $1 bills. You can have a five and five $1 bills, and you're starting to get the picture. There's more than one way to have $10, and that's what we're doing here. There's more than one way to state something. Sometimes hearing something over and over will reinforce, oh, that's what $10 is. Oh, that's what it means to have $10. Oh, that's what $10 is. Real estate is a relatively tricky concept to really understand and master, and those that do seem to do very well with income because of the work they put in to learn about real estate and do a good job to master it. So it's really normal for you to be able to make time to put something together that can sound helpful. And with just this short little paragraph, and I'm going to do a couple of quick things, like I would like to add a title. Real estate facts. In fact, I'll add a title later, but I do want to make this a level. So we're making a level 2 APA, and we'll do with it what we want. I would like to do more to office buildings. So this is really cool. I'm going to take this and just to show you what we can do, we're going to do a little bit more in office buildings. So let's copy that, and I want to go ahead and make this a level 3 APA. There we go. So we have our level 2, and then we have our level 3. And let's go ahead and start the process a little bit. So we have office building. That's going to be our new section. So let's go up. Real estate office buildings. Okay. Let's create some content. Take a look and see what we got. All right. Now this has a lot of personal pronouns, so I wouldn't use that in formal writing, but looks like there's a lot of myths and facts that we can kind of bust through here. Now this is a big time statement. I actually do want to take a look at this. I'm curious. It sounds like it's an opinion, but let's see if there's any actual literature backing that statement when it comes to real estate and how office buildings work. Okay. So a statement like that I would not use because I don't see enough evidence right away. And that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I'm not seeing any factual evidence saying that office buildings are the least exciting. We don't know that. It sounds like a fast opinion. It sounds like it could be someone's opinion, and that would make it true as far as their opinion. But as far as the literature, we're not seeing anything that has given us any concrete evidence. Let's see. Do not tend to be self-financed. The typical office building is an ugly. Let's keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And I'm not very happy with any of these. So I have two options. I can make more. More efficiently, though, I would just change the title. So let's first get a chance to make more and see what that has done. Did it already do it? Yeah, it looks like it had already done it. So we're scrolling back up. Okay. Let's just take a quick look. Real estate is big business. Yes. Office building is a major part of that. We already know this. I'm looking for something a little less certain that we can look up. It's a big statement, and I'm curious about this. In general, the biggest danger in real estate markets is overbuilding. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. And I'm really curious to get some insights. Let's see. Overly optimistic speculation contribute to overbuilding. Cascade. They say problems of overbuilding. Okay, timing, provide reasoning for overbuilding. All right. State cycles, present periods, sustain overbuilding. Crusades are not absorbed versus market. Overbuilding. Reasoning. Now this talks about a repeated claim that overbuilding is due to irrational developers. We don't know that for sure. Specifically, U.S. is the world's largest market. So when we look here in overbuilding, I'm not seeing enough that tells me that overbuilding is the biggest danger. Now, we can probably take out biggest, and we might find something. So let's go with danger in real estate markets is overbuilding. Terribly phrased sentence. I apologize about that. But for the sake of looking for a good citation, let's take a look. Was the appearance of permanent overbuilding in the cycles? Okay, so right here, this talks about an implication is permanent overbuilding, and that is what we're looking at is something that is causing issues. Provides a rational foundation for development, cascades, and overbuilding. I'm looking for something a little bit more detailed to cite. They cite problems of overbuilding. Okay, so that also addresses overbuilding being a problem. This article's outdated. And somewhat of the articles we had just pulled up work. This one's a little bit more recent, behavior in real estate. So I'm going to head and use this one. And there you have it, guys. So thank you for taking the time to check out ways that we can use research with real estate, take some of these topics, some of these phrases. Now right here, before I'm done, I'm going to have to take out in general and go with I'll go with a problem. No need to spin it. I already converted it to my own words. Okay. I'm going to add this. There it goes. Let's give it a second. Edit it. I'm going to paste in our phrase. And it's taking us a little bit of time. It's worth it, though, because we can take each phrase and we can actually talk for 5, 10, 15 minutes, really, once we understand the concept. And that's what we're going for, is you understand the concept. Select the whole line, please. All right. Try this again. There we go. Now I'm going to come here. It was behavioral. So I'm just going to start typing and let it just start coming up. Oh, I don't see it coming up. So let's go ahead and just copy and paste it. We're talking about 20 seconds max. Shouldn't take long. All right. There it is. Now, it could be internet. I'm going to have to do more thorough looking. It could be internet problems, but again, I'm not seeing, unfortunately, I'm not seeing where I could have the authors. Looks like unknown author. I'm going to go back to here. Now, this one actually doesn't have the authors in this article. It's not known, and not at least the site. The site's usually pretty good at pulling up the articles. It's from Austria. So we're going to go ahead either way, and I'm going to go ahead and submit it in. If I was really picky about it, what I would do is I would just I would use a different article. Or I would just go in and get the authors, which I can do on my own anyway. So let's give it a second. And why that whole thing does its thing, we have a set of references. We have our lines of information. My computer's acting a little bit at whack. There it is. Right. And before you know it, we got a nice little multiple page report with numerous articles giving us factual information about real estate and how we can display these real estate options and areas of information to our clients so that they can really capitalize on some of the advantages of owning real estate. So I hope that has been helpful for you. Again, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching these videos, and I will see you soon.